Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, I welcome you all to the subject digital image processing. This video is from chapter number 4. Here we have the image enhancement methods into the spatial domain. So we have already addressed the intensity transformation functions, the spatial filtering, and while having this particular filtering, we have the smoothing and sharpening effect. So into the previous video, what exactly the smoothing effect is offered because of the spatial filters that we have seen. Now in this video we shall have a simple demonstration to work with the spatial filters, and we will try to have the smoothing effect visible onto the input images that we are going to use in this particular program. So let us begin to start with our MATLAB program. So here we can begin with our MATLAB program. So very first of all, I take a new script here, and here I can make a comment, the purpose of the program. So this is a program for the task we take for noise cancellation or noise reduction. So it will be noise minimization, also we can say noise minimization, using, here we use for smoothing purpose the averaging filters. So now we begin with CLC clear, close all, and now we can have the first module of the programming, that is reading the images. Reading input images for filtering. So now I can assign the variable a as usual with the im read command, and here I can provide the input here. So the input, just now I can select lena.jpg from the MATLAB, and after reading it, so here we have the input image. Now as we have taken the task is of noise minimization, so there should be an image that is affected with the noise. So for that purpose I begin with another module, the second module of this program, where I can add some noise to the original image so that the noise affected images can be generated. So here I can mention addition of noise to the input images. So here I can have the variable b with added noise from the original input image a. So for that purpose I use the syntax im noise here, and within the parenthesis I provide the input image a. Now what kind of noise is to be added? So several types of noise are there for the images. So out of that, very first of all I use salt and pepper type of noise added to the image. So now I try to save this particular program with the program name program1, and try to run it so that in the workspace whether the variables for the concerned input image and the noise added image are generated or not. So here I have executed this one. Yes, here we can see in the workspace the two variables have been generated and both are having the same dimensions, 256 by 256. So variable a, I expect the Lena image, the original one, that is not having any kind of noise, whereas the variable b is affected by salt and pepper noise. So likewise with assigning another variables, I can add another types of noise also. So im noise syntax we shall use, and to the input image a we can add second type of noise. Let us say the noise is Gaussian noise. After that we can have the variable d also. With variable d I can add the noise with the syntax im noise for the same input image, and this time let this be the Speckle type of noise here. So it will be SPECKLE. Now I terminate this with the semicolons, save this much, and now here we have both the input images, the original one for the comparison whether we are getting the noise minimization or not, and the noise affected images we have. Now we should be now defining the structure for the filtering purpose so that we can minimize the noise. So the next module, here we can begin with defining see, for noise minimization, as we are using the averaging filters, in one of the previous program we have taken the dimension of the filter by 3 by 3 up to 11 by 11 also. So here I will be using the 3 by 3 and 5 by 5 box filtering, you can say here. The filter mask or filter kernel also we can call it. So now we assign h1 for the 3 by 3 filter kernel here. So therefore I can have the formulation for computation of h1. It will be 1 divided by 9 in multiplication with the matrix of ones, and the dimensions here it will be 3 by 3 here. Similarly, I can have another variable h2 which I can compute for the 5 by 5 dimensions. So it will be having 1 by 25 in multiplication with the matrix of ones, and the dimensions here we have 5 by 5. So now the filtering mask have been generated. Now we want another model where we can work with this filtering mask. So let us mention attempting to recover the images after noise minimization. So let capital B1 holds recovered image by the use of H1 as the filter mask of dimension 3 by 3 for the image affected by salt and pepper noise. So for that purpose we shall be using the spatial convolution. So it will be CONV2, and the inputs we can provide. The input will be the noise affected image by salt and pepper noise. It is variable B here. So here variable B along with the filtering mask. The filtering mask will be H1, and here we have to mention the keyword same within the two single quotes here. So this much we try to save and run it. So now see here, A is the original image, B is the noise affected image, and B1 is the recovered image after noise minimization. So for another types of noise affected images and another marks also we can be working here. Now we can take B2 here to find the noise minimization by 5 by 5 dimensions of mask. So here I mention convolution of 2 dimension. Here it will be B, and the input second it will be H2 with the keyword same. So this was the noise minimization for salt and pepper noise affected image. Now the second noise affected image is of Gaussian type. So as it has been holded by C, I mentioned the variables C1 and C2 corresponding. So C1 will be having convolution 2. Now we can have C H1, and here it will be same. C2 we can mention for the calculation of convolution 2, the 2-dimensional convolution for C, and H2 variable along with the same keyword. So the noise affected by the Gaussian type is also has been minimized. Now we shall be having the variables like D1 and D2 for noise minimization with the images affected by the third kind, that is of Speckle noise. So for that purpose again we use the 2-dimensional convolution and provide the inputs. The first input will be the image affected by noise. It has been holded by D. The filtering mask is H1, and here we have to mention the same keyword here. And the last image it shall be obtained with the variable name D2, where we can have the convolution between the noise affected image D, the filtering mask H2, and everything will be same here. So this keyword should be within the pair of single quotes. So this way we have recovered the images by the use of averaging filters of the mask size 3 by 3 and 5 by 5. Now there is a task to have display of it. So before that I just save this and try to execute whether the variables have been generated or not. So yes, here we have B, the noise affected image, B1, B2 recovered, C1, C2 recovered, D1, D2 also recovered. Now the last module, it will be displaying the images. So here we use the subplot. So let us generate a subplot, and the subplot will be having let us say the 3 rows, 3 columns. So the total 9 cells we shall be having. For the first cell we shall assign here with the IM show, and here it will be the noise affected image with first type, that is salt and pepper noise. So now it is allotted to B variable. Now see here, B is of uint8 type, so directly we can make it displayed here. The title we can mention, that is it is a noisy image of salt and pepper. Next we can have the second cell of this particular subplot. So it will be subplot, the 3 rows 3 columns, second cell, and it will be worked with IM show. And now here we have to display the image obtained by averaging. So see, B1 is the image by working with H1, the 3 by 3 order mask. So as B1 is of type double, here we have to mention the uint8 type for the display purpose, and inside that we can provide the B1 as the input. Now we can mention the title also. The title here the title is use of 3 by 3 averaging filter. Similarly for the next cell, that is subplot, here it is 3 by 3, and the third cell we shall be displaying the image obtained by 5 by 5 mask averaging. So here again uint8 type we have to mention for B2 as it is of double type. So here it is B2 as input. The title here we have, it will be the use of, this is 5 by 5 averaging filter. So out of 9 cells we have filled in 3 cells. Afterwards the next cell it will be for subplot 3, 3 and 4th cell. So now here we shall be displaying the image that has been affected by Gaussian type of noise. So Gaussian type of noise that we have assigned to variable C here. So here we can check it is of uint8 type, so directly we can assign C inside the IM show syntax. The title here we can mention, this is noisy image of Gaussian type you can expect. Now the subplot, next cell to this one, it will be 3, 3 and 5. We shall display the image that has been recovered after the application of averaging filter for 3 by 3 mask. So it will be IM show, and here it will be the image C1. So C1 is again of double type, so you shall be utilizing the uint8 type. So C1 here it is, and the title here we can mention. So the title is use of 3 by 3 averaging filter. So I can directly copy this, and within the parenthesis we can substitute it. So now the next cell into the subplot, here it is 3, 3, 6 it is. Here also we have to show the IM show syntax, and here we can have uint8 type specified for the input C2, which we can obtain by the application of 5 by 5 order averaging mask. So this is the title, and here we can use 5 by 5 averaging filter. So the two types of noise what we have discussed, that is salt and pepper noise and Gaussian noise, we have worked with. Now it's time to have a display of third type of noisy image and its recovered images. So here we have the subplot. Next cell it will be 3 rows, 3 columns and 7th cell. So here we shall be having I am show of the image D. So let us check. D is of again unit 8 type, so directly we can have the display with the title, that here it is noisy image of speckle type. Now we can have display of the averaging filter applied images onto this speckle noisy image. So it will be the subplot. Here we can mention 338 here. This will be the title. So the title may include the use of 3x3 averaging filter, and for display purpose we have to use I am show. So it should be of unit 8 type for the image D1. And lastly we can have the last cell of this subplot. So we can have 3 cells in the rows and columns. The last cell, 9th one. So it should be subplot I am show with the input type of uint 8 for the image D2. Here there should be a comma here before the title. Here also we can write the title for the last cell image. So it shall be the use of 5x5 averaging. And we can separately display the original image. So figure, it will be the I am show, and original image has been holded by the variable a here. The title we can mention original image. So this is our program script. We have saved the script and now we shall see the result. See, the input image is lena.jpg. So we shall expect the lena.jpg image added with noise of 3 types and then try to recover back the lena.original image. So with the execution, we first of all have the 2 separate windows. Let us focus on to the figure number 2. So this is the original lena.jpg image that has been appeared onto this screen here. If you close this, we have the first figure by another separate window. So onto the left hand side, you can see that the original lena.jpg that we have shown. So here that has been affected by salt and pepper noise in the first row. In the second row, first cell is for the noise affected image by the Gaussian type of noise. And in the third row, first cell, we have the noisy image of speckle type. So for these 3 noisy images, the second column is the approach to recover back the original image by the use of 3x3 averaging. So the recovery is up to some level. The noise has been minimized but not the 100%. And if we again go for the 5x5 averaging, noise is supposed to get averaged, but along with the effect of blurring can also be seen here. So this was the MATLAB program for the input image lena.jpg. Instead of lena.jpg, we can have another input also. So to A, I can assign with the syntax IamRead and let that image be dewdrop. So it will be a dew.jpg into the current folder. So I can save the change and run this particular program. So we are displayed with the original dewdrop.jpg. So this is the image, and now here we can see in this window we have a comparison. So very first of all, it has been added with salt and pepper noise that can be distinctly seen in this case of image. This is the Gaussian noise, this is the speckle type of noise, and these are the images that has been recovered by the use of 3 by 3 and 5 by 5 averaging. Now instead of dewdrop.jpg we can have another input also. So with imread we can specify it will be, let us say, goldfish.tif from the current folder, saving it and running the program. So see, as the dimensions are too big, there is a warning that it has been fitted with some reduced rate, that is 67% it has been made to get accommodated onto the screen. So this is the original image, goldfish.tif, and after adding the noise to it and try to recover back the images, so we have these noisy images of salt and pepper, Gaussian and Speckle type, and these are the recovered images. Instead of goldfish we can have another input also. So with imread I can assign here the well-known image, that is penguin.jpg here. So saving the changes and running this particular program, so we can see the result. So here it is, the original penguin.jpg image, and if it is added by certain noise, so in that case we have the noise affected images of 3 types, and these are the images recovered by averaging filter. So this was the task for minimization of noise by the use of averaging filter. So it was the spatial smoothing filter. So by the next topic we are going to have, by the next lecture, the new topic from the same chapter, image enhancement into the spatial domain. So if you like these videos and if you want to have some more details of the subject like digital image processing, you can subscribe to Ekeeda. So thank you.